Yo, what's good? YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got 6 most disturbing mysteries solved with Google Maps. Let's check it out.
At around 1 p.m. on November 2nd, 2020, an 83-year-old mother of four named Paulette Landriax mysteriously disappeared from her home in Anden, Belgium. At the time, her husband was hanging the laundry up to dry in the garden and didn't notice she was gone until later that afternoon. When Paulette's family realized she was missing, they reported the disappearance to the police, triggering a pretty big search for the missing woman. Though this wasn't the first time Paulette disappeared, as she reportedly suffered from Alzheimer's disease and would frequently leave the house at random times
Yo,
of the day.
Alzheimer's ain't no joke, bro. Alzheimer's ain't no joke. They'll make you crazy on some real shit, bro.
Night without telling her husband where she was going.
Damn.
She was known to randomly knock on the neighbors' doors for no apparent reason.
That's unsafe, too.
Leading
That's
up to
very
this
unsafe.
incident, she no longer recognized her children or her husband.
Oh.
Every other time she had disappeared, her husband would find her a few feet away from the house and bring her back inside. But this time, she was nowhere to be found. During the search, 50 police officers and several search and rescue dogs were deployed to the area, along with multiple thermal vision helicopters and an entire fleet of drones. But even with all these resources at their disposal, the local police department failed to find any relevant clues leading to Paulette.
Dang.
After several weeks, the search was called off, and the family assumed that she had fallen into the Meuse River, which ran near her home. In October of 2022, just as the police department was about to close the file, one investigator was searching for Paulette's house on Google Street View and found something shocking.
What?
There, as luck would have it, he found a Street View image of Paulette leaving her home and
Yo.
crossing the street to her neighbor's house. The case was immediately reopened, and police were once again deployed to the area, where they found the body of Paulette lying at the bottom of a hill.
No.
After the autopsy was performed, it was determined that the woman had fallen from an unenclosed section of the garden.
Ah, dang, bro. Yo, R.I.P. That is crazy,
Her final
bro.
moments eerily being caught by the passing Google Street View car as she walks to her death. Likely
That just
another
gave me
wave of confused
goosebumps.
state caused by
Yo.
Alzheimer's disease. One thing that's hard to understand is how the police failed to see her with their drones and helicopters the first time.
Not for real.
At least now the family can find closure knowing what happened to Paulette, even if it comes with this eerie last.
Prayers up to their family too, bro.
If you visit the location on Google Maps today, you'll find the image has been overwritten by a more up-to-date view of the town.
God, you're foda, né?
In July 2011, two armed individuals broke into an empty house in an otherwise peaceful suburb of Oklahoma City.
Dang.
With a house full of valuables for them to steal and nobody
I
there
thought
to
Oklahoma
stop
City
them, the two
won't
guys
nothing going on over there.
But unfortunately for them, the looting spree was much more short-lived than they had hoped. A few minutes later, the homeowner returned and walked in on the two of them looting her house.
Dang.
But instead of fleeing with the
That's gotta be
valuables they had already
scary, for
stolen,
real.
they held her at gunpoint as they continued to ransack her home. This went on for over an hour, and during the traumatizing incident, the woman recalled thinking they were going to shoot her before leaving. Fortunately,
Yo.
the robbers eventually left the house without physically harming the woman. After the armed
God,
robbery,
the woman
she
okay?
refused to reveal her identity to the press out of fear that the thieves would retaliate. The woman later reported the incident.
But I'm pretty sure they would know who it was though. That told on them, bro. Cause let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest. They're gonna remember. They're gonna remember. So
But with no witnesses and an absence of solid leads,
because
the case
they know
eventually
exactly who they
with
did
lost
what
hope that
to,
the two criminals would ever be
or what they
found.
did what to.
However, 3 years later, the case took an unexpected turn. On a day in July 2014, the woman's neighbor was looking at her street using Google Maps Street View when she noticed an image of two men casually strolling down the street.
And they, of
Perfectly
course,
matched
they
the
black,
description
bro.
The victim had given her of the criminals. Immediately, she texted the woman, who confirmed that the two men captured by the Street View van that happened to be mapping out the neighborhood on the day of the robbery were indeed the same two men who had robbed her.
Wow, bro.
Based on the direction they were walking, it seems that the image was captured in the minutes leading up to the crime. Unfortunately, because the two men's faces are obscured by the grainy quality of the image and Google's software that automatically blurs pedestrians, the cops haven't been able to track the men down. But with a string of clues and a picture to add to their search, police now have a much better chance of catching the two thanks to Google Maps.
Yeah.
One night in October 2006, a 72-year-old man named
So they never,
David Lee
so they never
Niles met
found
with a
out who it
friend at Greg's
was.
Bar in Byrontown, Michigan.
Ew.
This was a place that David visited frequently and usually stayed there for at least a couple of hours. But on that particular evening, the story was very different. Earlier that year, David had been diagnosed with cancer. And after a brief conversation with his friend, he left abruptly, claiming that he was in a lot of physical pain due to the cancer. That was the last time anyone ever saw him.
Damn.
When his family failed to get in touch with him, they reported him missing to the police, leading to a statewide search that ultimately led nowhere, as the cops couldn't find any clues as to where David could
And
be.
what's crazy about that is that, bro, the doctors have a cure, bro. They have a cure for cancer. They're just not gonna release it because they're gonna lose a lot of money, because patients not gonna be coming into the hospital and spending a whole bunch of money on insurance and stuff like that. Like, bro, that just tells you how crazy and how money hungry the world is, bro. Insane. Like, instead of helping people out, they want to see them suffer, basically, is what they're trying to do. Like, cause they have a cure. They have a cure.
In 2011, 5 years after his disappearance, his family lost hope and accepted the idea that David was gone.
Dang.
The obituary they published online.
It looked like he had lost a lot of weight, too.
Age 72 of Wyoming, passed away, and only God knows the time and place. The case went completely cold until almost a decade later, when a new twist
Almost a
shed light on
decade?
David's disappearance. One morning in November 2015, Brian Hausman, an employee of the Cook Funeral Home in Byron County, was decorating the company Christmas tree outside. When he got to the top of the tree on his lift to put up the star, he noticed something in the adjacent pond that looked like a submerged car. Immediately, he called the police, and using Google Maps from a bird's eye view, they were able to see the same outline that was
No
described. A dive
way.
team was deployed to the area, who confirmed that there was in fact a car at the bottom of the pond. Later that morning, a wrecking crew pulled out the vehicle for the police to inspect. Inside the vehicle, the cops found the skeletal remains of a man, all belonging to David Lee Niles. After it was confirmed that the skeletal remains were his, David's family members finally found some closure. Still, the case remains a mystery, as it's unknown what exactly happened to him. Even before his cancer diagnosis, David
I don't wanna like jump to conclusions, but maybe he did that on purpose because he was tired of suffering. You never know, bro. Because cancer ain't no joke. He probably was tired of suffering and drove his car to the bottom of the lake. I don't know for if that's true or not, but that's the only conclusion I got from that.
severe depressive episodes, and things understandably got a lot worse for him after he found out.
And he
about
was
the
depressed,
illness.
so that it
Honest
kind of
and
checks
frank,
out a
it's
little
possible
bit.
that he took his own life, but we'll likely never know for sure. In the 80s and 90s, Gioacchino Gamino was one of Italy's most
Bro,
wanted
that name is
gangsters.
crazy.
He operated within a Sicilian mafia clan in Agrigento that was embroiled in a feud with Cosa Nostra, Sicily's main mafia network. He was first arrested in 1984 for murder and various other mafia-related crimes, but was later released shortly after.
Dang.
In 1998, he was arrested again in Barcelona, only this time he was sentenced to life in prison.
Dang.
After serving 4 years of his prison sentence at a prison in Rome, he managed to escape in 2002.
Of
during a
course he
promotion
did,
at the
bro.
prison.
Them
Following
mafia,
his
bro. Them
escape,
mafia
he
people
immediately
know how to do
relocated to a town near
anything.
Madrid, Spain, and changed
Gotta
his
put
name
that
to
boy in
Manuel. Over the 20
in
years that he was on the run
goddamn-
from the police, he got
where the hell they
married,
got El
worked as a
Chapo
chef
ass
at a
at?
restaurant called Manu's Kitchen, and even opened up a fruit and vegetable shop called Manu's Garden. Sicilian police searched everywhere for him for years, and they eventually issued a European arrest warrant back in 2014. After carrying out several investigations, the police suspected that Gamino was hiding somewhere in Spain, but the way they pinpointed his exact location was pretty out of the ordinary. During the investigation, Sicilian police found that Google Maps had captured a street view image of two men talking outside of Manu's Garden. One of the men looked extremely similar to the man they were looking for.
Oh,
The
snap.
cops only confirmed his identity when they came across the listing for Manu's Kitchen, the restaurant where Gamino worked. While investigating online, the police found a photo of him dressed in chef's attire on the Facebook page for Manu's Kitchen. After confirming his location, the police arrested Gioacchino Gamino on December 17th, 2022, and
Bro,
extradited him to Sicily. with
Google
his family
Maps
serving
be
life in
doing
prison.
everything, yo.
According to the police, when they arrested him, Gamino was extremely confused and even had the nerve to ask how they found him when he hadn't even called his family in 10 years.
Bro,
In
that's
2009,
crazy.
Police from Zurich, Switzerland were carrying out an investigation to shut down illegal marijuana growing operations all over the country.
Well,
At some
marijuana
point in
is
the
legal now, right?
investigation, They used Google Earth to locate the addresses of two farmers who they suspected of being part of an illegal marijuana operation. And that's when one of the detectives found something interesting. As he was scanning the area on Google Earth, he noticed an unusual change in the pattern of the fields around Rapperswil in the northeastern state of Thurgau. Zooming in, he saw what appeared to be a cannabis plantation that measured more than 2 acres and was hidden inside a cornfield right
give me
next to
some
one
of
the
that.
farmers' houses. The Google Earth discovery ultimately led to the arrest of 16
Bro,
people and the seizure of
16
1.1
people?
metric tons of marijuana, as well as 900,000 Swiss francs in cash, which is the equivalent of around $1.1 million. According to the police,
Yo, they was
the drug
making bank, yo. Yo.
ring allegedly sold up to 7 tons of marijuana between 2004 and 2008, bringing in from 3 to 10 million francs a year. When asked about the breakthrough, the
Bro.
Zurich Police's Special Narcotics Unit, Norbert Glossner, said it was an interesting chance discovery. Since then, the cannabis plantation has been plowed over as recreational
Bro, they just
marijuana
wasted
continues
it,
to be
yo.
legal in Switzerland.
Bro, the cops probably smoked that
This
shit
incident
too.
happened at a
I
home
ain't gonna
in
lie to you.
Derbyshire, England, where David and Rebecca Soanes lived with their 2 children, Lauren and Ruben. In
Damn.
2009, the family bought a caravan to travel across the country, but it was unfortunately destroyed shortly after when a joyrider crashed into it. A few months later, they bought a new $15,000 caravan to replace the old one, which
Wow.
they left in their driveway. In June of that year, Rebecca came home one day to find the caravan had disappeared, after which she immediately
Excuse me.
reported the incident to the police. However, with no solid leads, the cops couldn't really do anything about it, and the case went cold pretty quickly. It wasn't until 9 months later, in March of 2010, that 11-year-old Ruben Soanes found something revealing as he was looking at his house on Google Maps. Using the street view, he found an image of
11-year-old?
a male intruder on the family's driveway.
What the
standing
heck?
suspiciously outside of his
Is he
4x4
grabbing
Jeep.
himself?
After a bit of investigating, the family found that the image had been captured by the Google Street View car just moments before the caravan was stolen. Around that time, a neighbor also came forward saying that he had seen the same man towing the caravan on the day of the robbery. but
Then why didn't you say anything, bro? If you saw, why didn't you say anything?
came forward saying that he had seen the same man towing the caravan on the day of the robbery, but thought that it was a family friend and didn't think it was important to tell
Bro.
the family about it.
Bro, L neighbor, bro. L neighbor. You still should tell the tell the neighbor, bro. Like, come on now. Let's be for real. Keep it a buck. You should have still told him.
With such a
100%.
clear image of the suspect, the Soanes thought it would be easy for the cops to solve the crime, but it turned out to be
Why they
much
all
more
looking
difficult
like
than
that?
expected to get an unblurred image of the 4x4's license plates from Google. Even though the police knew exactly what the thief looked like, it was never publicly confirmed if they managed to track him down or not.
And they got his license plates too. So they never found him? Bro, even with Google Maps, they still can't solve stuff like that 100% of the time. But man, what do you guys think? What's the most disturbing mystery solved on Google Maps, man? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. So, if you guys enjoyed today's reaction video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, turn on my post notifications so you get notified whenever I drop another banger video. Without further ado, I'm out. Dang.